Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to a daily energy check. Let's get started right away. This is going to be our usual spread. So we'll start with an oracle card, then we'll move on to see what's going on with the energies of the feminine and the masculine collective, and the additional question that we're supposed to get for this journey at this time. And then there will be messages between the twins as the last one. So I am going to start with the Moonology deck, and I'll pull a card for Divine Feminines first of all. Hope you guys are doing great. For those who are in States, Thanksgiving is fast approaching, and so is Black Friday. And I think Black Friday is a thing pretty much everywhere around the world these days. So I hope you guys are ready. I remember the days, I don't think I'll be doing a lot of spending / buying this year. Especially be careful, by the way, because it is Mercury retrograde. I did a reading dedicated to it yesterday for those who want to know a little bit more, and I talked more about it. But spoiler alert, this is one of the warnings during Mercury retrograde, is that people are more eager to make emotional buys. And especially like obviously if you have a lot of resources, then why not go for it? Especially because these days you can return pretty much everything. So if you change your mind down the line, you can return it. But if resources are tight, or you know that you're supposed to be sensible, just do that extra check for yourself during this time. And I know, just like I'm speaking from experience, because I've had cases when I would spend so much, and it's almost like you can spend any amount of money as always, but this time, because the discounts are so big, at least in the States they are, then there is that temptation, right? Oh, I also need this, I need that, I'm gonna be saving so much money, right? And you just keep spending and spending. So just be careful with that. So the time when I was buying a lot of things, and I actually thought to myself, I would make a list, not to get too lost, to keep myself organized, and also that was a time when the discounts were only on the actual Friday. They changed it with the pandemic, and I think it's a good thing, because even if I'm eager to spend my money, there's just physically not enough time to go through every store or even every website to browse and to look for stuff and to buy things. So I think that was definitely a plus. All right, so for the feminines, I don't know how that happened, but that card wasn't even turned a different way. Anyway, I pulled it from the middle of the deck. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. Yeah, it's very much the vibe of Mercury retrograde. That's what I would say. So I'm not going to talk too much about it. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We do have a new moon, but in Sagittarius, coming up this Sunday, I think. So we'll talk about that separately, closer to the day for sure. By the way, I'll continue doing readings during this holiday season, and you can also order personal readings. I will make a couple of changes to my website and to the shop, just so that there is more variety of readings that you can order, and then I'll do a post on it. But basically there will be a discount for this period between Thursday and Sunday, when you can get a personal reading with a discount. So stay tuned for that. And if you're not subscribed to my newsletter, this is the best way to stay up to date and to know the discount codes and things like that. So yeah, meditate and contemplate. This is about time to go within. This is the time to consider who you are and what is it that you want in this life in general, and at this point in time and space in particular. Surrender to the divine for the masculines. Full moon. Interesting, that's new moon and this is full moon. But yeah, surrender is the feminine energy, and it's very much a challenge for divine masculines. It's such an ingrained quality, I feel like, regardless of the culture and even social status, that masculines are trying to solve problems. Masculines are trying to take action, whether it's actually to achieve something, to conquer, to reach certain goals, or just to impress, right? Just the goal can be different actually, but there is something there that always drives them, always pushes them to go forward. And they don't like to release control and to surrender, right? It's something that's definitely something that can be taught, I would say. But from my experience with men, and sometimes I forget about this because I'm not in that space, right? And then I'm talking to a guy and I start just sharing what's going on with me. And I have a strong masculine energy as well. And, you know, like, even if I'm going through challenges, for me, my automated response is that I'll find a way to deal with it. I'm gonna deal with it. And so when a guy starts giving me advice immediately, like interrupting me halfway through and starting telling me what to do and where to go and, you know, what's best, I'm like, what? That's a triggering point for me because I'm dealing with my problems by myself all the time. Or at least I'm making decisions even if I'm asking for help. You know, like, who are you to know what's best for me, right? Why do you think that? But yeah, and then I'm immediately thinking to myself, oh, that's a man I'm talking to. Yeah, have to be, you know, to show a little empathy to that. So I'm like nodding. I'm like, you know what? I'll figure it out. And so that it's not, you know, we don't develop that topic. But it's funny. Yeah, it can be annoying, but funny for me to observe that it's happening. And like I said, regardless of culture, age, social status, it's just universal for the masculine energy. Ace of Water. Yeah, that's the surrender. That's the intuition. That's the love. That's like, feel into it, right? Connect to it. Get to know it. No, don't necessarily try to change it. And what I'm hearing immediately is that the situation that you may be in right now, and this is for both twins, doesn't necessarily require you to take action to change it into something else, right? Spend a little bit of time to show it some attention and see why is it in your space. You see Ten of Pentacles, and you may be surprised of how much it's actually connected to your dreams and goals, and how much it is exactly what's supposed to be happening exactly at the right time, at the right place. Okay, so for the feminines, and as you could understand, we're using the Light Seer Tarot for the clarification, and the Good Tarot for the main read. Feminines, you have Five of Earth, clarified by Seven of Cups. Both of them, to me, speak about confusion, about like not seeing a clear path forward, which again, sometimes is a sign of needing to surrender, right? Like, stop generating new ideas. Stop like trying to strategize all the time. Like, speaking from the person who used to do that myself, like, all the time. Like, it was almost like this trigger point where I would get anxious until I would find a path. So this is that point, right, where I would get anxious because the solution wouldn't be clear. Here there is a sense of I don't have what it takes to do it. This is the sense of there's just too much either going on in my life or too many things that I could be doing, or, you know, how I could be investing my money, for example, right? So to me, this is, so energy, confusion. We'll see what else the tarot shows us, but I would just say that sometimes it's happening exactly for us to kind of let go and let the energy flow, let it take us to where we're supposed to go. The only thing I would say is to be open-minded to the ideas and to the, people, places, situations that come across at this point, right? Like, be very curious and very attentive to what is happening, to the words you hear, the stories, the way you speak about yourself, etc., etc. And speaking of which, we have the Hermit and the Temperance for the masculine, two major arcanas, and they've got this surrender card actually. So both of these are about patience and going within. This is about finding that new source of energy and inspiration that's not going to be external, that's going to be internal, right? It's about staying patient and alchemizing it within your energy, right? And you probably would think, masculines, if you really dive into what's going on with you, you would find that there is on the one hand, there is like there are opposite energies, which are, again, spoiler alert, the feminine and the masculine energies within you. But there's one energy that really wants to push forward, even through obstacles, even through challenges, even if it doesn't look like you're gonna make it, but still keep pushing, keep going. And there's another energy that wants to surrender and not necessarily give up, right? But explore, like, why are we here? What does it mean? How can I use this situation? But like I was just saying, with the masculine energy, a lot of times that surrender actually is translated to their mind as failure. And that's why it's a really hard threshold to step through. And that's exactly what the universe is trying to teach Divine Masculine at this time, hence the major arcanas here. Patience and that resource from within. The value of being versus doing. Additional question for today. We have Six of Fire clarified by the Magician. Ooh, some kind of journey, some kind of travel, possibly literally, right? But this journey that's been initiated by you, and I'm getting for some of you, for a lot of you, it was initiated a long time ago. So you may be just taking or seeing first steps of the journey, but you've actually manifested it a while back. This is like just, it took a while for it to get to 3D and for the events and the energy to kind of get into the right places so that it's possible, right? It's a very exciting time. What does it mean for the feminines? Nine of Fire and the Sun. Look at all the fire. I mean, seriously. For the feminines, it's really time to overcome your fears and step into full beauty, full joy, and full, they have in psychology and economy even, there's a term self-actualization, right? From the Maslow pyramid. And like, this is the last point. So this would be it, self-actualization. Not playing small, not just choosing to do what makes sense or what brings money or what your family needs from you right now. But this is like doing what you feel is you, what represents you. Be fully yourself at the moment, right? Because you've manifested that one way or the other. Maybe it's not the final stage, right? It's like one of the many, but every time we step into that new stage of showing up in our authentic energy, this does feel like everything. Like we went from 10% to 100, right? And it's scary, right? It can be intimidating. But if this is in your space, in your field, this energy and this direction, that means you are ready for it. Masculine. So you've got the King of Air and the Queen of Swords. So basically King and Queen, the pair. When it comes to swords, the King and Queen of the same suit are not really romantic partners. They're more like siblings. So there is something here with the masculines, and the manifestation includes the relationship between the feminine and the masculine. And for masculines, it can actually represent it's either their relationship with their internal feminine or their relationship with a feminine in their life. But it's unlikely a romantic partner. It's most likely either a friend, a sibling, or a parent, or even a grandparent, right? An aunt, some kind of relative that's feminine. And this is an important feminine in their life, right? Maybe they don't even talk every day, but when they do, it matters, right? So this is about changing the dynamic there. And this is more than anything seeing that they are equal to this energy, right? Yes, they're different because they're predominantly masculine energy. Yes, they will see certain things differently. They will even think differently, the swords. But they won't let this feminine energy put them down in any way, or even get threatened internally by this energy, right? Even if this person does not specifically express themselves in a toxic way or unhealthy way, right? Sometimes we create those stories internally and we still get threatened, even if the person doesn't do anything. It's our own story, right? So the masculines are looking at that story and undoing those structures in their head that they've built that are now impacting the way they think and they lead their life. thoughts and messages from feminines to masculines. Patience, which is temperance, and this is a synchronicity that we had in the masculine energy, and death and rebirth, 2 major arcana. So feminines are saying to masculines that whatever we have now isn't the end of the story, and it may change multiple times. So there's no reason to get anchored to what we currently have, or who we currently are, what we do, or how much money we have, or what our family situation is. Those are like external circumstances that may and will be changing. Who we are, our energy, is what, is our truth. And that's what we should care about. And that's how we should be building this. It may take a while. But that's what's truly creating this magic of rebirth and becoming, better versions of ourselves over and over again. And this is the magic that we have towards each other, that we can unlock that power for each other like nobody else can. Message from masculine to feminine, and it always has 4 wands. I don't know how this happens. And 6 of cups. I mean, seriously, masculines are just, in adoration of the feminines. We actually saw this message, I think, just days ago, where masculines could see how strong the soul connection is on that level, right? How much this is their person, how much. And I like that in this card it's actually a dancing scene, right? Like, this is masculines are saying, you, my feminine, you're the person I want to be having fun with. You're the only one I truly can be myself and enjoy my life and be a goof or be super serious and dance even if I have no dancing skills, and still feel good and feel great. And, enjoy this moments with you. And that's what I want to be doing. And I feel like we've been doing this for multiple lifetimes before. And I'm excited to know when we're going to be doing this again in this lifetime, or when we will continue, when I will be able to do this with you every single day. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I love you all. Please, 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 if you like what I'm doing, like the video and subscribe to my channel. And of course, contact me for a personal reading. And until next time.